And welcome back to more of Super Adventure Island 2, where now that we got the final stone being the Moonstone, let's just go ahead and unlock this gate and get going with our lives. The Moonstone does give us access to Sala-Sala Island, and that is going to be the second to last island in the game. Once we get to Fua Island, which is actually going to be the last one, there'll be a little bit more to go. But the first thing we gotta do is just make our way up here and then get access to one of the final moves in the game, which is going to be the up stab, which is going to be really useful. And fortunately, I did gamble a ton, so I have more than enough coins. And let's see, I am going to play the game normally and then really hold off on using all those big power-ups, but I might end up using the boomerang at some point. But right now, I'm just going to hold off on using all the light equipment. So now that that's there, let's just go ahead and make our way over to Sala-Sala Island. And this place can be a bit of a maze, and it starts off with this pretty cool looking heat effect in the background with the desert. Also, the music in this level's pretty rockin' too. Actually, I could say that about the whole soundtrack in this game, because that is one thing Hudson Soft definitely got right, was the music. And then there's the like the heat wave in the background. So we have these our blocks that occasionally get in our way, so our first order of business is to take care of the moon switch. And we just gotta wait for this thing. Yeah, because with the way these trampoline blocks work is that you kind of jump a little bit lower on blue and then a little bit higher on yellow and then really high on red. So you don't want to hit the spikes. And we're going to be seeing this particular section a lot because there are going to be a lot of these gates where they're going to drop us off right there. And then we're just not going to let this guy do anything. And then we are going to have to do more with that, but right now, let's see, what we got to do is make our way across. And then just take this guy out. Which, of course, that guy was part of the races, and that thing can be particularly nasty to fight as an enemy. So what we gotta do is just make our way up here, and then find us the moon switch. So now that that's pressed, or now that that's activated, so now what we can do is make our way across the rest of the level. And then, of course, there's lots of getting lost in this place, because it just wouldn't be an Adventure Island game without it. Actually, that's not true at all. I mean, for the most part, they're just platformers. And yeah, those false gates are pretty much something we're going to confront a little bit later on that's going to drop us off at that section I told you about before, which is actually this section. So yeah, it's not really going to be that big a deal, but it is going to be a lot of backtracking, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to edit that yet. Anyway, now that we got that, I actually do want to backtrack a little bit to find that other switch. Okay, I didn't know I'd missed that one. Well, that stinks for me. But yeah, this is what I wanted to find. So yeah, really much all we're doing is just seeing what's here, and then also it is really important just to have everything activated. Now we got ourselves a little bit more magic, that's always good. Okay, so I do have... Yeah, actually I think Cure was the last one I had access to, so that's a full recovery. So that's something that's always good. And I thought I was going to hit that thing, but it turned out I didn't. So let's see, yeah, really all we gotta do is just take care of this section. Of course, the enemies in this place are actually pretty strong, so I kinda do have to be careful here. And then I find that the up or the down stab is actually the best way to deal with those snakes on the trampolines. Okay, so now that we got that taken care of, let's just go ahead and make our way over here some more. And this is where the false gates are going to come into play, so what we need to do is, well, it does pay to have a map of this place, so one thing I am going to do first is Let's see, I'm gonna go down here. And then let's see what's in here. Okay, we got ourselves a life bottle, always good. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take the false gate then. So let's see, yeah, we're gonna be doing this run around a lot, but at the end of the day, it does have to be done in order to get all the stuff. And the good news is I did have full health back, so I mean, that always helps. And then, of course, more equipment switching, because that's just how this game goes. And now that we got that, let's just go ahead and get ourselves a crystal sword, and this is going to be an upgrade from the thunder sword. Still the second strongest sword in the game when you don't count the light sword. So at least I don't have to hit things a bunch anymore just to kill them. At least those snakes die in one hit, which means that's going to be a lot less unnecessary damage. So let's see, what we gotta do now is make our way over to this far left one. And then let's just get that up. And then what we're doing here is just making our way over. And we're gonna use this one now. Alright, now that we're here. So, yeah, now that we made it to this new section, so what we can do is just make our way up here. Okay, this could be a problem. Okay, yeah, that's probably the smarter way to go about doing that. So let's see, with this thing, yeah, unfortunately you're just gonna get surrounded from time to time, and yeah, unfortunately that's just how it goes. I also do like those, like, Egyptian princesses or something like that in the background. I'd say that's one thing that's pretty underrated about this game, is how the backgrounds look. And now that we got access to this thing, we can push it around and then get more power-ups that way. So let's see, that goes there. Okay, more coins, always good. This guy gonna show up here. Let's just get rid of that guy. And then, fortunately, we can access more stuff here. And of course he respawns, because that's just kind of the way this game is. And see. Oh, we do have a warp here. I think this one goes to Puka Puka Island, so let's just see what we got. Okay, yeah, there we are. We are gonna have to come back here anyway, but I think there is one thing I should get with the, or just while we're here. And that is gonna be, I think it's another life bottle that I can get because I have the up stab now. I just have to remember where it is. Yeah, so I might end up editing this part out just so I can remember where the stuff is. Okay, never mind. Turned out it's here. So what we need to do is just get this thing and then make our way back across. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just backtrack here and then I'll just see you guys back where I was. Anyway, now that that's done with, let's see, I'm realizing I'm probably going to have to backtrack again just to get to this particular section. Alright, anyway, now that that's done with, let's see, it did get everything here, so let's just do this again. So let's see, we do have a full health restore just in case we need it. That's always good. So what we gotta do is just wait until this thing turns red. And then just make our way up. I also do like the way the, the level's kind of expansive compared to some of the other ones. This is definitely the biggest one in the game so far. I mean, it's not really sectioned off or anything, even though it kind of is when you think about it, but I mean, it's really well designed if you ask me. And now that we got all the blocks activated, we can go ahead and get hit by that guy. But anyway, now that we got all the blocks activated, we can go ahead and make our way across here. And then get ourselves, I think this is the Aqua Shield. So yeah, that's our second best shield in the game next to the Light Shield. But for the purposes of, I'm just going to play this normally. I mean, I'll show off the light equipment and just how badass it is a little bit later once we get to Fwa Fwa. So let's see, was there anything here? I don't think there... Oh yeah, there was. Actually, I think I'm supposed to go this way. So I think there's still one more thing I need to get before we, Actually, wait, you know what? This is actually where the shrine is. Never mind. We are going to be coming back here again, just not now. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to do one episode where I'm just going through all the shrines at the same time. I mean, that should actually be a pretty fun episode. Something I am actually looking forward to. So let's see, anything in here? Okay, okay, at least we got a hint. And this is actually how we're going to beat the boss. Which is actually funny that they have the axe this late in the game because the axe was actually a main staple in the other Adventure Island games. So what we gotta do is just ride this thing. Which I think is a pretty neat feature to have for the end of the stage. I mean, really, just whenever you see a skull bat or whatever, just crush it. Really the easy way to go through life. And... okay, yeah, there was something here, but unfortunately we can't really do anything with that now. Because we are gonna have to activate another switch. So I'll just have to ride this thing out and then see where it takes us. And then of course we got more of this. So let's see, okay, good. I think there might have been something here. Oh wait, I think this might be a warp. Yeah, we got ourselves another warp. And this one apparently takes us to Hiya Island. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. I mean, just in case you did need to refill your health or anything, well, there you go. So yeah, I'm just going to jump cut back there and then I'll see you guys back to where I was. Okay, now that we're here at the boss, we're actually not going to fight this thing just yet. Instead, we're going to jump down here. And we are going to jump down here in order to activate another switch we're going to need in order to get the axe. So what we got to do is just push this thing over. And then we got ourselves a switch. And what this switch is going to do is it's going to give us a huge-ass platform to ride. Let's just see what's up here. I know this is where we're supposed to get the axe, so that's what we got to do is just make our way up here. And we got ourselves the axe. Really traditional weapon. Actually works the same way as the axe in the earlier games. So yeah, I'll just backtrack and then I'll see you at the boss. Alrighty then, now that we're here, let's just go ahead and fight this guy. Let's see, this is gonna be the mummy, and pretty much all we're doing is just gonna be avoiding the bandages and then just waiting for this guy to drop his hands. It actually kind of reminds me of Wham Bam Rock from Kirby Superstar, where you kind of have to like attack the hands first. But then again, that was actually a pretty fun battle. Then again, I was actually thinking about doing Kirby Superstar maybe during a stream or something. I think that's one thing that might be fun to do. So yeah, I mean, this first part's actually kind of boring, but then again, it does get a little bit more exciting as the fight goes on. Because I am playing this pretty conservatively because this thing can do a lot of damage. Of course, it doesn't help that it gets invincibility frames and you can only hit it like once or twice. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how this first part's gonna go. We're just gonna wait until both the hands are out. Also, you kind of don't want to be standing underneath one hand or the other, because the second that one comes back up, the other hand is just gonna attack you, so just something to know. Also, I can never get the pattern on that bandage, like how it, like where it goes and how often it just goes to the same area. I don't know, I just think it's weird like that. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all we're doing. And then, see, I was able to get some extra hits on the, or that left one, so that's probably why it died first. Yeah, I can't really get the timing down for this part. Alright, now that we're there. Yeah, see, that's the problem with this fight, is that you do have to figure out, like, when to attack and then when to just stay back. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing now. It's just jumping and then attacking just whenever. And then, yeah, that's really how this boss fight's gonna go. I mean, you do kind of have to be careful, just because that bandage can do a ton of damage. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense when you think about it, but then again, this is a game where... Or in the other Adventure Island games, it was pretty much one hit kill. Alright, just go ahead and get this up. And then, yeah, we're just not gonna give this guy a chance here. And then he will send out this thing. So yeah, we kind of don't want this guy running around causing too much trouble. So yeah, that's the end of him, and we got ourselves the Elven Flute. And this is going to be used to unlock the shrines and activate like bonus areas. Well, it's not really a bonus area more or less, it's actually more just like what we're going to need in order to access the final area. So I will show Fwa now. And then, let's see, I think in the next episode what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you like all the shrines and then just go through all those things. And then probably just one last run around each island just to make sure I got everything. Yes, unfortunately the fat jokes keep going here. So now that we figured out, or now that Tina and Higgins figured out who each other are, see, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just, trek over to, Fwa Island just to, show you that we can't really do anything there. Let's see, I think it's, oh, I think I had to go in from the, east. It's either one of those two, it's kind of blocked off and it's kind of weird like that. But yeah, anyway, this could take a little bit. Okay, good, at least we went to the right spot. Yeah, it's kind of blocked off that way, but it will. So yeah, either way, you see all these things, and that's basically telling you that you can't access this island until you activate all these things, and we can only do that through going through each island again, and then activating the shrines, and then going through that part just to get the, I guess, the spell. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to see that, so in the next episode I will be going through each of the islands and just going through the shrines. I'll see you then.